Hello everyone, it's Yoshka and welcome back to my channel. And today we're continuing City of Thieves and we're on to part 2 now. And on the last part we ended off at paragraph 140 where we're going to attack an ogre. So let me just read it again. The ogre looks unimpressed by your aggressive action and pick up a large bone as a weapon numbers towards you. You must fight him. Skill 8, Stamina 9. Oops, sorry. Let's just do this. Ogre. Skill. Whoops. 8 stamina 9 enemy and then my attack. Oh, his skill is 8. Okay, let's get those dice rolling. He gets a 7, that's 15. I get an 8, that's 19. So it's 15 to 19. And that's a solid hit on the ogre. So he's down to 7. And again, he rolls a 10, that's 18. I roll a 6, that's 17. Unbelievable. By the narrowest of margins, I got hit. So I'm down to 16 stamina. And he rolls a 10, that's 18. I roll a 6, that's 17. Again the same thing happens. So down to 14. Let me get that out. And then he rolls a 5, that's 13. I roll a 4, that's 15. Really not the best, but 13 to 15. Still pretty good to knock his stamina down to 5. He goes at 11. Oh, come on, that's 19. I roll a 6, that's 17. 19 to 17. Sorry, I accidentally opened my music tab instead of the notes. 17. So we lost 3 attack rounds already. Not good, not good. He gets an 8, that's 16. I get an 11, that's 22. So this one is solid. 16 to 22. Stamina's down to 3. He rolls a 9, that's 17. I roll a 6, that's 17. So it's even. He rolls a 10, that's 18. I roll a 9, that's 20. So this is good. 18 to 20. One more hit and we're good. He rolls a 4, that's 12. I roll a 7, that's 18. So 12 to 18 and this guy is done. Man, that was a bit tough. But we're on 12 stamina and we did win. So let's go to 71. The ogre's room is full of clutter and discarded bits and pieces. It doesn't appear to have been tidied for years. Rummaging through the jumble, you find a polished wooden box with a hand made of white shell inlaid on the lid. The box is locked and you cannot find the key to open it. If you want to smash it with your sword, turn to 324. If you want to leave, turn to 282. We're gonna smash it open. So at 324 over here. The box shatters and you see 2 gems, 15 gold pieces, and a white silk glove lying amidst the broken piece of wood. If you wish to try on the glove, turn to 89. If you want to leave the gold with just the gem, leave the house with just the gems and gold, turn to 282. Nah, the glove is not good. We're just gonna take the 15 gold and 2 gems. Okay, we're out of here. Let's go continue along Clock Street. On the right hand side of the street, you see a large wooden barrel and a small boy beside it on a stool. If you wish to talk to the boy, turn to 119. If you want to keep walking north, turn to 247. We're gonna talk to the boy. The small boy smiles and thrusts a tin mug into your hand. He tells you that the barrel contains sparkling water which cures ills and wounds and diseases. To fill the mug costs 3 gold. If you wish to drink the water, turn to 233. If you want to keep the gold and walk north, turn to 247. We're gonna drink the water. The sparkling water is refreshing but not as medicinal as the boy claimed. Add 1 stamina point to your total. You shake your fist at the boy and mock anger and set off north. Yeah, if my stamina was at max, I would have done that. But we have lost stamina and I really need some sort of 13. And we're down to 44 gold. And we're on to 247. The street makes a sharp turn to the left and continues west for some distance. Turning the corner, you are suddenly jumped by 3 short, stocky assailants who were hiding down an alley. 2 grab your legs and 1 tries to knock you out with a cudgel. Test your luck. If you're lucky, you manage to duck to avoid the bullet, turn to 384. If you're unlucky, the cudgel could land heavily on the back of your head, knocking you unconscious, turn to 134. So we got a luck check. So test your luck again. Because our luck is 11, if we roll 11 or lower, we're lucky, but if we roll 12, we're unlucky. Please let me this 35 out of 36 probability that we're lucky, and there we go. Because we got 4, and then right now, after we test our luck, we must lose luck points, so we're down to 10. Well, anyways, that cudgel didn't knock us out cold, so let's go to 384. As the cudgel swings through the air above your head, you punch the dwarf holding it. He lets out a scream and drops the cudgel. Feeling his bleeding nose and seeing the blood in his hand, he screams again and runs off down the alley. The other two dwarfs, holding your legs, realize that you're not an easy victim and run off after the fellow robber. If you want to chase them down the alley, turn to 221. If you wish to set off west, turn to 396. And we're gonna let them be. We're gonna go west. On the left side of the street is a flower shop. The window is filled with exotic and colorful flowers. If you wish to enter the shop, turn to 145. If you want to keep walking west, turn to 24. We're going to enter the shop. Inside the shop, an old woman is busily watering the flowers and plants. She looks up and smiles, saying, "Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Pipe. Can I interest you in one of my special flowers?" If you wish to see what she has to offer, turn to 293. If you want to leave the shop, refuse politely and continue west, turn to 24. We're going to have a look at what she's got for us. Let's go to 293. She explains that she just picked one of her golden flowers. There are 10 golden petals on the flower, and you're told that if dipped in dog's blood, each petal plucked and thrown on the ground will change into a gold piece. She asks for any item, piece of armor or food, aka 2 portions of provisions in exchange for the flower. Yeah, we're gonna give her 2 portions of our provisions, and we have a golden flower. Whoops, what's wrong with my fingers? Okay, I'm just right here. When dipped in dog's blood, oh my goodness. Petals of golden flower turn into gold piece. Okay, great. Okay, we leave the shop and head west. So let's go to 24. There's another shop on the left side of the street. An iron grill over the window prevents you seeing what shop it is. You try the handle on the door and it turns. If you wish to enter the shop, turn to 336. If you want to keep going west, turn to 196. I'm gonna enter the shop, so let's go to 336. And there it is. Once inside the shop, you realize why the windows are barred. It's a jeweler shop. Standing behind the glass counter is a huge bald-headed man with an eye patch covering his left eye. He gives you a welcoming smile, but the sight of his ugly mask with its few black-stained teeth does not inspire confidence. A large battle axe hangs conveniently behind the man to deter any would-be robbers. On display are several ornate rings inset with diamonds, emeralds, and rubies. The man asks whether you are buying or selling. We can either ask him for the price of the rings, offer to sell some gems, or attack him. Like I said, attacking him right now is probably ridiculous because he's done nothing to us. So we're gonna go. We have gems. We're gonna go show him some of our gems. You show the man the 2 gems, holding them up to the light, and he examines them carefully with a small magnifying glass. He turns to face you and offers you 9 gold. If you wish to accept his offer, turn to 240. If you want to haggle for a better deal, turn to 345. Okay, let's take away those gems. You know what? Let's just see what he says if we haggle for a deal. If he gets pissed off, we're gonna calm him down. The man frowns and thumps his fist down on the top of the counter, shouting, "This isn't a bazaar! If you do not like my prices, take your custom elsewhere. Now get out of my shop before I slice you in 2. Will you calm him down and accept his offer, walk out, or attack him? Or then I'll be like, okay man, chill, okay. We're gonna go pacify him, of course. Let's go to 240. 240, I mean. The man hands you the gold and puts the gems under the counter. Now, if you want to ask him about the price of the rings, or would you like to leave the shop? You know what? We sold him something. Let's see what he can sell to us. We're gonna go ask him for the price of the rings. He leans on the counter and says, a ring of invisibility costs 10 gold. A ring of fire costs 8, And the ring of ice costs 7. If you wish to buy one of the rings, make the necessary deduction on your adventure sheet. Okay, we got 9 gold, so we're 53, and we're gonna get the ring of fire. So we're down to 45. Anyways, bidding the man farewell, you slip the ring on your finger and leave the shop to head west. Let's see, just wanna have an overview of what has happened already. Okay, let's go to 196. You arrive at a four-way junction in the street. The street continuing west changes the name to Key Street, and the street running north and south is called Market Street. Looking north, you see a crowd of people walking up the street, cheering loudly and waving their arms in the air. You decide to follow them. Turn to 148. As you catch up with the chanting crowd, you see that they are carrying eggs and rotten tomatoes. Soon the street opens out into a large market square. All around the edge are stores with vendors, hawkers, musicians, and entertainers carrying on their business. In the middle of the square, an elevated pillory. Above the noise of the crowd, a trumpet sounds and the crowd starts to pelt the man with the pillory with rotten food. An old woman standing next to you offers 2 eggs to throw. Not wishing to be an outsider, you take the eggs and hold them, but as you do so, the old woman picks the pocket without you noticing. Lose 1 gold piece on any item. Yeah, we can just lose 1 gold piece, but we still have 44 gold. But anyways, unaware of your loss, you walk away from the crowd to look at the various stalls. That's the old woman right there. So let's go to 287. The food stalls are selling fruit, vegetables, meat, and hot soup, corn chestnuts for hungry shoppers. You may eat some hot food if you wish. Pay 1 gold piece and increase your stamina by 2. Yeah, we increased to 15 and we're down to 43 gold. Walking north along the west side of the square, you see a man dressed in purple velvet playing a lyre. If you wish to stop and listen, turn to 3. If you want to walk past him, turn to 398. And go and listen to him. The man stops playing and tells you that he can bring you good fortune. For the sum of 3 gold, he will sing you a song that will bring you luck. If you wish to pay him, turn to 37. If you don't believe him, you may walk into the next stall, to the 398. Turn to 398, sorry. I spoke a bit too abrupt. Okay, we'll go and pay the musician. The man strums his lyre and sings a merry song all about you and your good fortune. He does have the power to make you lucky. Add 2 luck points. Wow, that's cool. Well, oh my gosh, I've opened my music app. Oh yeah, if you saw the song, I like Shania Twain. She's quite good. Okay, add 2 luck points. Just add 1. We just want to have the best, so we're on 40. Anyways, let's go to 398. Yeah, this pig over here. Wow, this guy. He might be the fighting fantasy version of Dwayne Johnson. A small circle of people is standing around a bare-chested man. He's enormous and his muscles look hard as iron. He is asking the crowd for a volunteer to play catch with a cannonball. He states that whoever drops the cannonball must pay the other 5 gold. If you wish to take on Mount at this game, turn to 378. If you want to walk on, turn to 52. Nah, I'm just gonna walk on. Behind the next store is a young man selling small weapons and items of equipment. The price of his wares are chalked up on a slate. Throwing knife, 4 gold. Climbing rope, 2 gold. Butcher's meat hook, 2 gold. Iron spike, 1 gold. Lantern, 3 gold. We're gonna take the throwing knife and the climbing rope. So we pay 6 gold. We're down to 34. Throwing knife and climbing rope. Okay. Let's walk on north to 200. In the next store area, there's a small brightly colored tent. Attached to it is a small sign which reads Madam Star, Clairvoyant. If you wish to enter the tent, turn to 394. If you want to continue north, turn to 117. Where a clairvoyant is just a person who can see the future of another. Just a bit of vocabulary. I don't know if my definition is right, but I know the gist of it. It's just a person who can see someone else's future. Anyways, sitting behind a small table is a plump woman with bright yellow clothes and a shawl over her head. She smiles as you enter, bidding you to sit down. She tells you that a glimpse of the future will cost you 2 gold. If you want to pay her for her predictions, turn to 368. If you want to leave the 10, turn to 117. Not, let's just pay her. Who knows, maybe she might have something interesting for us to know. Looking into a crystal ball, she seems to go into a trance. She tells you that you are searching for a wise man with magical powers. She pauses for a moment and then draws in a deep breath before going on to tell you that the man you're looking for lives in the hut beneath the bridge to the north. She warns you to be careful when approaching the man, for he does not welcome strangers. She then looks away from the crystal ball and asks you to leave. Her face seems to be hiding something. Has she seen some dreadful fate awaiting you? You decide to leave the tent and head north. Okay. Oh, why do I keep pressing the music tab? Well, just the third time already. Sorry about that. Okay. Nicodemus. That's the wizard, by the way. The wizard we're looking for lives in a hut beneath the bridge towards the north. Okay, let's go to 117. At the end of the market, a street named Bridge Street runs north out of the square. You decide to walk down it in the hope of finding the elusive Nicodemus. It starts to rain and the tumble-down houses huddled together on either side of the street look as if they need shelter themselves. Most of them have their windows boarded up and are empty. The door to one flaps noisily in the wind. If you wish to take refuge in a derelict house, turn to 188. If you want to press on, turn to 31. I'm going to press on ahead. A little water won't hurt anyone. That's what my parents always tell me. Oh yeah, just by the way, my dad always calls me whenever I am scared of the rain, but I just ignore him because I don't want to get ill because when you're too exposed to rainwater, it's not good. Ahead you see a wooden bridge stretching over a dirty river. Various bits of rubbish are floating down onto the sea on its black surface, and you squirm at the sight of a human hand passing by. The bridge supports and columns reach high above, and you see skulls, both human and non-human, tied to them. The wind makes an eerie noise as it whistles through the bridge structures, reminding you of the tortured souls crying out for help. Almost hidden from view is a small flight of steps going down underneath the bridge from where you're standing. A one-legged man carrying a sack is crossing the bridge from the northern bank. If you want to climb down the steps, turn to 329. If you want to talk to the man, turn to 364. Oh, nasty looking picture. I think this is this is an ox. Yeah, and there's the man over there. Yeah, over here, these steps there. Okay, yeah, anyways, we're gonna go down the steps. We're gonna go to 329. Ah, this is Nicodemus. It doesn't look as friendly. Okay, the smell by the water's edge is terrible. Above, you hear the sound of footsteps crossing the wooden bridge. Built into the foundations of the bridge is a wooden hut. Drawn curtains obstruct your view into the hut, but you know you're not welcome when you read the words "Keep Out" painted on the door in large red letters. You draw a deep breath and knock on the door. You hear muttering and the shuffling feet, and suddenly the door is thrown open. Before you sense a white-haired old man with a long beard wearing long white robes. He looks at you sternly and says, "Explain yourself to Nicodemus." You are elated at finding Nicodemus and tell them about Zambone's reign of terror in the town of Silverton, and why Owen Cowliff has asked you to find his own friend to help them. Nicodemus frowns and walks back inside the hut, telling you to follow him. Wait, where is it now? Okay, right here. He sits down in the rocking chair and starts to speak in a calm voice. "I am old and tired, and wish for no more adventure. I live here under the singing bridge in Port Black Sand to escape the pleas for aid from people fallen on hard times. Hence no one bothers me. But I do wish to help my own friend Owen, and I will tell you how to defeat the Night Prince, Zambabone. Listen carefully. Remember, you may defeat him only after sunset. In daylight hours he exists on another plane. No doubt he will have his servants to protect you. But should you get past them, you will need something special to deal with Bone himself. To protect you from his entrancing stare, you must have a white unicorn in a yellow sun tattooed on your forehead. Noble weapons won't harm him. First, you must shoot him to the heart with a silver arrow. This will paralyze him, but not kill him. Then you must quickly rub the ground compound of black pearl, hag's hair, and a lotus flower in his open eyes. With luck, He will decay before you in seconds, whereas if you ever misses, I'm afraid you will die the moment he touches you. The items for the compound can all be found in Port Blackson if you search hard enough. I regret I cannot accompany you. Nicodemus then draws you a map of how to reach them, but Bones guard the town from Port Blackson. He stands up, shakes your hand, and wishes you well. You leave his hut to climb the steps and cross the bridge over Catfish River. Bridge Street continues north a short distance before ending at the junction. If you wish to walk west down Harbour Street, turn to 91. If you wish to walk east down Candle Street, turn to 238. Let's write down the info we have from Nicodemus. Things needed to defeat Zambabone. White unicorn in yellow sun tattoo, silver arrow, black pearl, hag's hair, lotus flower. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go to Candle Street first. Here we are. On the right side of the street, you see a small alleyway between two houses. The alley soon ends at a doorway with 6 skulls painted on it, 1 black and 5 white. If you want to water the alley and open the door, turn to 27. If you want to continue east, turn to 139. We're gonna open the door. Okay, this guy over here, he looks quite menacing, but let's see what he has. You enter a small candlelit room with no windows. It's empty apart from a table and 2 chairs. A man wearing black robes and a skull cap is standing in a corner. He smiles and asks you to sit down. He sits opposite you, and after placing 6 white pills on the top of 6 skulls on the table, he looks up to you and says, "One of the pills before you is deadly poisonous. The others are harmless. So the one of your choice. If you live, I'll give you 20 gold pieces. If you die, I keep all your possessions. If you wish to play this deadly game, turn to 223. If you want to get out of the room and go back to Candle Street, turn to 165. Yeah, well, 20 gold does sound tempting, but if one definitely there's at least one poisonous one, I don't want to risk it. If I do get a poisonous one, I'm done. So, okay, sorry sir, but I gotta go and run. Bye bye. Let's go to 165. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, like, City of Thieves over here, of course, and even in any Game Boy, you can't really trust anyone, because right now you don't really have you have anything to determine whether someone's talking to you is lying or whatever it is. So we must be aware, and then whenever we come with daily situations like this, which is like a life and death situation, we must always be careful. So that's why I chose to not do that game, because if I do, like I said, if I do get poisonous, that's the end. We're done. We can't help Silverton. Anyways, we may either go right down turn right down Candle Street, or go back to the junction and go to Harbour Street. We're gonna keep going. Let's go to 139. Walking along the street, you are suddenly halted by a plant pot smashing onto the cobblestones in front of you. To the left, you see an open window. Inside, voices can be heard arguing. The door to the house is open. If you wish to enter the house and find out what this argument is about, if you rather ignore it and continue east, turn to 375. Well, I'm gonna see what's happening there. It's gonna be a little bit nosy over here, because I would actually want to search almost every place just to get the equipment. You never know where it might be. Maybe it's some arbitrary place, but anyways, there's 113. Over here, see a picture of 2 women fighting over a duck. You enter the house and find yourself standing in a room full of toys, but they're not ordinary toys. They are stuffed creatures with nails to their heads, dolls' houses that are made to look as if they're on fire, and many other unpleasant objects. In the middle of the room stand 2 old women dressed as though they were little girls. They're squabbling over a carved wooden duck. Each looks eager to destroy the duck with the knives they're holding. On seeing you, the boys start to shout, "Give us toys! Give us toys!" If you wish to give them something from your backpack, make the necessary deduction and turn to 141. If you want to leave them, turn to 375. Let me see what I can give them. Toys. They want toys. I'm gonna actually, if I remember on the real pass, the rope is not necessary, so I'm gonna give them the rope. See what they want with the rope. they immediately start arguing again over your gift to them, ignore you completely. You look around at the room and see a table set for a meal. There are 2 bowls of hot soup on the top of the table waiting to be drunk. If you want to drink some of the soup, turn to 68. If you want to leave, turn to 375. You want to drink the soup. The soup tastes absolutely disgusting. If you want to swallow it, turn to 380. If you want to spit it out, turn to 262. Well, you know what? I'm gonna swallow it. And I don't know if any of you heard this, but someone once told me that sometimes the food disgustingly tasting the food that tastes disgusting is actually the healthy ones. Like for me, usually I like fried chicken, which is quite yummy, but it's actually unhealthy. And like those things like lettuce, cucumber, I don't really like it, and it tastes like sour or bitter, but they're actually quite good. And I'm just applying that to here. Let's see what happens with this soup. Despite its rotten taste, the soup includes herbs blended in an ancient tradition which are beneficial to health. Add 4 standard points. Yep, herbs gives you strength, and they're really good. So let's go up to 19, and we don't want to get involved in these ladies because they are like, let's go and fight over something, and just don't, like we just don't care. We don't care about what's happening around us. Mind your own business. We do fighting all day, and I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. Never mind. My singing is quite off tune, so please excuse that. Anyways, eventually the street comes to a dead end at a high stone wall. There are stone steps leading to the top of the wall. On the other side of the wall, you can hear grunts, growls, and cheering. If you want to climb over the wall, turn to 40. If you want to go back to Harbour Street, turn to 91. I'm gonna climb over the wall. 40. There's some creatures over here throwing a ball or something. This looks like a stadium. From the top of the wall, you see that encircles a group of brown creatures playing some kind of game with a wooden stick on a small leather ball. One of the creatures has just hit up the ball and is running towards a creature from the other team who has a foot on the cloth's back. You realize that these creatures are bays, and they're playing their favorite game, baseball. Wow. Or we just call it rounders. If you wish to ask to join the game, turn to 168. If you want to climb back down the wall and go to Harbour Street, turn to 91. Let's join in the fun. The bays have difficulty in explaining themselves, but you manage to understand that one of the other team is going to throw the ball at you. You're handed the wooden stick and told that if you hit the ball over the wall, you'll win the game for them. Roll 2 dice. If the number roll is equal or less than your skill, you hit the ball powerfully and it soars over the wall. Turn to 359. If the roll number is greater, the ball whistles by your midriff and the voice behind you calls you're out. Actually, if I remember, the term for the one who says that is actually an umpire, like the referee or something. Anyways, we got a skill check. Yes, just about there, because our skill is 11 and we rolled a 10. So, home run, home run. All the bays on your side rush over to you and slap your hands with theirs. They're overjoyed at their victory. Supporters run over and start handing you gifts. Eventually, you manage to wiggle free from your admirers and find a place to sit down to inspect your gifts. You've been given 8 gold pieces, a bottle containing a clear liquid labeled Potion of Mind Control, a silver flute, a bunch of bananas, a piece of chalk, and an eye patch. You eat the bananas and place the rest of the items in your backpack. You climb back over the wall before the base start another game and head down to Harbour Street. Okay, now that was cool. So we can add 2 standard points, and then we have 8 gold pieces. Then we have a Potion of Mind Control. Silver flute, and then a chalk and an eye patch. Okay, cool. Let's go to 91. You pass a beggar in the street. He's sitting in the gutter and holds an empty tin in his hand. If you wish to toss a gold piece into his tin, turn to 332. If you have to walk past him to 124. Actually, in my real daily life, I wouldn't do that in front of a beggar. I mean, it's pitiful. We're gonna help him, of course. We're gonna give him some gold. No, I just take a random. I just give him 3 gold. Why not? We'll toss a gold piece into his tin. The beggar tips his hat in gratitude and mumbles a few words. Add 1 luck point before continuing west. Oh, that's nice. Wait, oh, again I pressed the music tab. I don't know what happened with me. It's as if like I'm like something's telling me that they're longing for me to listen to Shania Twain. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, let's go to 124. Yeah, 124 will be the last paragraph for today. Anyways. So I'll just have a look. A narrow alleyway runs south of the street between two houses. If you want to walk down the alleyway, turn to 326. If you want to continue along Harbor Street, turn to 180. We're going to walk down the alleyway, and that is where we will continue. We'll be at 326. Let me just read it quickly, then we'll end. Ahead, the alleyway is strewn with rubbish and discarded possessions. Suddenly, you hear a growling and you see movements among the rubbish. You draw your attention just in time as two wild dogs, each a meter and a half long, leap at you. So on the next part, we're gonna start off by finding these two wild dogs, and we're on paragraph 3 to 326. Just a summary of what happens now. Our skill, stamina, and luck are all at initial levels. We gave we gave two portions of our provisions to Mrs. Pipe to get that golden flower, and here is just a summary of what happened. We only had one battle, that was with the Ogre at the start. Well guys, anyways, that's part 2 of City of Thieves anyways, and I hope you all like this video, and do stay tuned for part 3 coming up. Have a great day ahead guys, and goodbye.